Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about what we had to do and why we had to increase this bridge weight capacity. Stay tuned. Well, we were originally going to put a modular home on the other side of the bridge, the other side meaning not the roadside, but the other side of the water. And it's a 75-foot bridge, 75 foot long by 12 feet wide, and it's built using 3 steel beams underneath, and they straddle a car, so a car does not run over a beam. That was one of our problems. The second problem was that the boards, when they were put on, they were 4x6s, but the depth was only the 4-inch or 3.5-inch thickness, and it wasn't supportive enough to carry the weight of a crane, which is about 80,000 pounds. We started off by putting up these 6x6 10-foot long posts. So they went down, actually I think they might have been 8 feet long. So they went down 2 feet and stuck up 6 feet. So those posts were going to hold the wings, what I call the wings, that lead from the end of the railing of the deck to the gate. And all of that, well, I'm going to split this video up into sections because it would be painfully long if I let it get long. So I don't know, 3, maybe 4 parts, including the build of the gate and the installation of the gate. So if you want to see this, just subscribe, and I'm going to try and put it every week so it'll last 3 or 4 weeks. So we're installing the posts to start with. They're in cement and all lined up. Now we had to take into consideration the height of, they're going to swing in toward the deck because the road tips up, the driveway from the gate tips up to the road and it would have hit. So we wanted to swing those. Plus there's a big cement block on the side. You can see it in the background there, and that wouldn't have worked. So they had to open in toward the bridge itself. So at a considerable expense, we hired an engineering company to let us know the condition of our bridge, the weight capacity, and what we would need to do to increase that weight capacity. Regardless, we decided not to go with modular. They just couldn't figure it out because it's all elevated. If it were a flat piece of land, that would be one thing, but it isn't. It's been, the foundation is chopped out of the side of a hill, and they would have to, it was just a nightmare trying to figure out. And they were like, well, we'll slide it across the cylinder, your basement walls. And we were like, slide? And I told the cement guy, and he said, no, you can't slide anything on all of these 12-foot high cinder block walls. Can't do it. So we ixnayed the idea on doing a modular home. Regardless, the bridge capacity was only for 8,000 pounds, not much. A truck can weigh 8,000 pounds. So we had to rethink this whole process. And they said, well, pull every board you got on there, all those 4x6 up, and buy 6x8s. Well, the 6x8s cost $255 a piece. So I just decided that would be very cost prohibitive and didn't want to do that. So we asked him about buying more 4x6s and layering them on top. And we got 16 footers, 4x6, and they were longer, so we extended the width of the bridge. It's still 75 feet, but now we just have a beefy bridge, and that's working just fine for us. So to start with, we had to remove these, what we called runners. They went along the outside part of the bridge decking and held all the decking in place. So we had to remove those first in order to be able to put these new boards on top of the decking. And that's what they're doing now. And some of them were kind of stubborn. They didn't come out that well, so we had to sawzall off several of them. That one seems kind of stuck right there. But anyway, that was the first part of this process. And there's the bridge, kind of before they're working on pulling up those runners. The boards, the new boards, were not yet delivered, but they were coming later today. So this was in the morning, and he's sawzalling up that one, cutting it off because with a metal cutter because they were just bad, just stuck in there. And this was put on maybe 3 years ago, so not that long. Anyway, we got different kinds of screws too. Really, screws that were meant for decking that we bought from Lowe's. We bought this wood from Lowe's too. So about mid-morning, I think it was about 11:30, we got the delivery from Lowe's of these 4x6 boards that are going to go on top of the other 4x6 boards. But they were really heavy, about 90 pounds, the guy estimated a piece. But once we got that delivery in, they started adding them on top of the original boards. So we also bought, actually we bought like, I don't know, 1,250 screws. Every 2 feet we screwed in these long screws. I think they're about 5 inches going through the 3.5 and into the bottom boards, the original boards that were on the deck. The engineers approved this, so we were good with it. They said it would make it more stable. And in essence, getting the 6x8 size that we were required to get. This strengthened our bridge from 8,000 to 60,000 pounds weight capacity, which really blew my mind. But it was the least expensive, most effective way to get this bridge up to a heavier weight capacity. So now we can put a cement truck across this.
Find you was a missing bar.
So that was the end of part 1, where they laid down the new decking on the bridge. Part 2 is going to go into the details of how we made the railings. I cut up all of the 4x4 posts in half to 4-foot sections, chamfered the tops, and I also drilled holes, 6 or 7 holes, I can't remember how many, all spaced apart evenly, I think 5 or 6 inches, and then we ran cable through them, but we'll go into the details of that on the next video, part 2. Please subscribe, please like, please join me in watching this series on building a bridge. Well, we didn't build the bridge, but we are strengthening the bridge from 8,000 pounds to 60,000 pounds. That's a huge increase. This is how we did it. The railing part is up next. Please join us. Thanks for watching.